Okay, so how are you living, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Glad to be here as an avid listener.
As an avid listener, someone literally wearing an almost perfect sweater right now.
I'm wearing the merch. I'm like a sports fan watching my favorite team. I'm here wearing the podcast merch on the pod.
Yeah, it's like watching a band like wearing their fucking t-shirts, which personally I'm working on a bit about that, where it's like I'm the kind of hipster who like will judge you for wearing a band shirt to their gig.
Yeah, that's like famously that's a big faux pas. Hey, I'm not big.
Well, for me, it's more just like I wake up screaming from nightmares of like walking into a place and having the same clothes on as everyone else.
I hear
That's
you.
how much of a hipster I am.
It's the same as for sport. There's the full kit wanker. So it's the dude who rocks up to five-a-side wearing a matching. It's usually a Liverpool fan wearing a matching Liverpool kit and red shorts, red socks pulled all the way up to the knee like a professional.
Because you're quite a footy fan, eh?
Yeah, for my sins.
For your sins. Who you support?
Again, as punishment, some sort of cosmic punishment, I support Tottenham Hotspur, which is...
They were good for a while, right? With Gareth Bale and shit.
In the 80s, they were great. And for like 1 or 2 years since then, they've played some nice stuff, but done nothing. So, yeah, for the last literally like 4 years, because we've been like bad, I've like not watched football because of it, which is, I don't know. If anyone who knew me in grade 8 knew that, they'd be like, that's... not possible. What do you mean?
I mean, I get that with South African cricket. I can't deal with the heartbreak anymore. Even on Saturday, like I went and like made Jamie like come with me to a bar and like watch this thing just so, because I'm like, I would literally watch the 92 World Cup with my mom live, like from 2:00 in the morning kind of thing. She had the bed in the lounge.
Benson and Hedges boys.
Yeah.
Back in those days. Yeah.
So, it's been this long, arduous journey to finally see South Africa in like a World Cup final and then just fucking, so close yet so far.
Yeah, that is pretty much what it feels like to support Spurs. And I was like, you sweet summer children, you've never experienced this. I watched it in Makanda at a bar, which was pretty fucking sick right up until we lost. It was super cheesy. I was like looking around, I was like, this is a great bar. Nate Levenrad and I were watching it together. Neither of us are cricket fans. I haven't watched cricket since 2009. And I don't think Nate's ever watched cricket, but we were there like cheering on every ball, and it felt good until it didn't, which I think is a great...
Yeah, that fucking catch on the ropes, that might have been a 6, might not.
It looked fucking dodgy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a South African, we're all just like, that was definitely a 6. And everyone in India is like, that was definitely a catch.
Not a 6. Yeah, definitely a catch. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing about sports. It provides so many of those moments, and you'll argue about that shit for years to come.
I think the thing, I was saying a little while ago to my wife that I think the same thing that makes live sports, it is the same thing that makes live sports, live music, live comedy, any kind of social gathering, really. It's kind of the same thing that makes them all cool, and it's just that sort of... when they're cool, the shared feeling, and whatever that feeling is, whether it sucks or if it's happy or humor or whatever it is, whatever feeling it's trying to engender.
Yeah, that's the thing. I enjoy sports like for World Cups basically, but like I can't keep up with the narrative the whole way through. It's like it's a never-ending soap opera basically. Like watching football to me is like soapies. Like,
can't they just decide once and for all? Yeah. There's a Mitchell and Webb sketch, where they do more football than you can ever imagine, now and forever, always until the end of time. More football live on Sky. Watch it here, and it's like, they're obviously making fun of the perpetuality of it and how it's like they're trying to bull every next game as like this
make or break.
This will redefine how football is played, and it's like, well, no, that's not true.
Yeah, I do get it though, because like I'm a wrestling fan, so like I like the weekly stories. Keeping up that for me is keeping up my stories. It's just like it's just, but like for me, it's like what I like about that is that I know it's written. I know like there's like a plan here. There's a story that's unfolding in that. Whereas sometimes in soccer, the story is that both these teams are not going to score a fucking goal today.
That is a lot of it. A football fan would argue that the goal's rarity is its beauty, but we don't have time for that. I feel like the older I've gotten, I like initially was like, oh, why would you watch wrestling? Wrestling is stupid. It's scripted. What do you mean? And like as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, who cares? That's sick.
That's the whole point of it.
So is TV. Like it's cool. Like
yeah, it's like it's a movie. Like no one complains that movies are fake. Like
no, yeah.
No one complains that a ballet isn't like fucking real. Like I consider it to be like the ultimate postmodern art form. Like I think it is like just this confluence of like so many sick things, like the pageantry, the music, the fucking the actual art form of wrestling itself has evolved so much now as well. So it's like,
I mean, if you want to be like purely functional, just like the choreography and the like physical
and how it's done on the fly.
It's like improv dancing, which is, I don't know much about dancing, but I know that that's hard to do well. Like
like contemporary and modern kind of like vibes.
Yeah, that shit's not easy, and you also have to do it in tandem with someone. It's not solo. Like
that's exactly it. That's what's so beautiful about it is like the communication that happens without them even saying anything. Obviously, sometimes like they do talk in that, but a lot of the times it's just like little claps, little like you'll see like when guys are like throw someone into the ropes and then they clap, it means someone's gonna do a thing. It's like this is the time for this. Like
behold, a thing is approaching. Yeah. No, that's sick.
Yeah. But anyway, you were talking about Mukunda because you've just gotten back from there. Yes. How was that experience for you?
Sure.
The National Arts Festival, who I've got a little bit of beef with, but it's fine. They rejected my application last year, and I don't understand why. I feel like I pissed someone off, like who's at a high position there. Like maybe years ago, I said something or wrote something, and like I might be blackballed. So,
you know what? I think that is the magic of the Arts Fest, is that everyone there has beef with it. And I think they do with their applications. Like I think I may have said to you, they just go and they pick a stack of them off the top of the pile and they go rejected, and they go these accepted. Like it's so funny because every year they email on the same date to say, hey, due to the unexpected amount of applications, we'll be delaying our decision. And it's like, how does this happen every year, guys? Like just anticipate more applications. But yeah, I think I got in the first year because I was in the Eastern Cape, and then I got in the second year.
Where was your first year? Last year?
I went hilariously. This is a great time for
you
this.
went in your first year?
I went in my first 6 months of comedy, basically, in 2022.
Bold.
With a one-man show. Hilarious.
What the fuck?
Yeah. 4.5 minutes of material, 35 minutes of waffle and openers, for the rest, which is like, I am glad I did it. But yeah, I really just applied because I was living in PE at the time. There were no gigs. I saw a call for submissions. I was like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Without really thinking about, like, to be honest, I didn't think they'd accept me. I didn't think about like, oh, you have to fill in. I was just like, I'll just send this off. And they were like, we need a poster. And I like made a poster on Canva real quick. And then a few months later, after I'd moved to Cape Town, they were like, here's your lighting arrangements for your venue. And I was like, what? Do you mean I'm in? And they were like, yeah, looks like it. Looks like you're in. And I was like, fuck, okay. What am I going to do?
But obviously that must have been like a transformative experience in that, like you had to step the fuck up.
Yeah, I did do like, I wouldn't say I performed material. I was on stage for, 35 to 40 minutes, just waffling. just 4 jokes total in that time.
Even imagine doing that, bro. Like even hosting, like I don't even do like a lot of crowd work and shit because like I like having my jokes, and like you can then play with it and like, have a little sections for me personally where I'm like, okay, we'll go to you guys or we'll make some stuff up and this and that. But like, I like the crowd to know that they're in safe hands.
Yeah. No, I was just too like dumb and oblivious to even consider that.
I mean, I will say my first one-man show was like structured and had a point, but it was fucking terrible. There's like 3 jokes from that like I still stand by.
Mine was just like I was literally just like in the car on the way to Makanda, like just like, oh well, the show opens tomorrow. I should probably finish off these last few jokes. Like what? Like, it was, and I mean, yeah, stuff I had never worked before.
And like when you started out, you know, did you have any like comedy books or any advice and stuff on how to do this?
So what was cool? I started in PE, like I say.
Crazy, yeah. I mean, I know Tats is there now, right?
Tats is in East London.
Now. Okay, yeah.
Emilio Tobias is in PE now, and he runs like GQ Comedy, and they've got like a really cool scene in PE now. Actually,
yeah, I've been seeing that. It looks really sweet,
which is really cool. Emilio has kind of given all the guys there like I use that gender neutrally. Because there's a lot of talented female comics in PE, funnily enough, in a small scene. And he said like, hey, if you guys want to do comedy, you have to start running a gig. And like a bunch of them in their little collective have started running gigs, and there's open mic spots in PE on any given week, and they're putting on a few like little showcase shows and stuff, and it's really cool. When I was there was nothing. I did open mic night in 2020,
but there wasn't like. There was
no. It was like a one-off. They were like, we're doing open mic comedy night. Roland Gaspar, who's a radio DJ there, he works for Go FM. Yeah. He has worked as a comic in the past and like used to do more like MC comedy work, obviously pre-pandemic. It was like a massive venue that was obviously just trying to do something, anything after. Well, still in 2020, not after the pandemic, but after like hard lockdown. So they did an open mic comedy night, and a few people sent it to me, and I'm like, you should do this.
That's also a terrible situation to like do your first gig, because like were people wearing masks and had to sit apart, or was PA not doing that?
No, it was kind of a socially distanced room. It was like terrible for comedy. It was like this massive kind of warehouse space. People were sitting in pairs on like these pleather white couches, and the stage was just like too big for that kind of room. And just like the highest ceiling you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, like
auditorium vibes.
Yeah. Like warehouse vibes even.
I mean, that's sick. Like I've seen Doug Stanhope's Burning the Bridge to Oslo. I don't know if you've seen that, but like, he does like an abandoned like warehouse, and it's fucking sick. But anyway.
But not the low ceiling comedy club vibes. Anyway, in my mind went well, and they were like, come back and do comedy. And I was like, sick. And then I bothered Roland Gaspar every day for like a year, basically. But the week after that gig, we went into like hard lockdown again. And PE specifically was like the hotspot in the hotspot. So we were like extra lockdown, I think. So for like literally a year, there was no comedy that I knew of in PE anyway. And then Khanyisa...
you would want to do.
Yeah. And then I saw Khanyisa Bunu was coming down to PE, and I emailed her and was
she's dope. Like she's very open to
she's
vibes.
So nice, and she's
I actually need to get her on.
So funny. She's like, I think she's hilarious. Like I obviously watched her live for the first time after opening for her. Again, just waffled for like 10 minutes.
That's not the set you have on YouTube, is it?
I think it might be. I think I have that set and my first set on YouTube, which is literally my first and second set, which is insane. I cannot watch them. I've like tried a few times and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I've got a set on YouTube that I definitely need to just delete, because I'm just like, nah, like it's fine. I'm way fucking better now. I don't want anyone finding this and thinking like that's like the comedy they're gonna get.
Yeah, I've thought about deleting it.
It can be in the documentary, you know. Like
I guess so. That might be what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm like, don't delete it. I might make it private, especially because there's a notorious hater on the scene. I won't mention his name because I don't.
We can chat afterwards.
Yeah. I don't want him to, but he keeps citing that video of my comedy, and I'm like, it's my first time on stage ever, dog. Fucking, I'm better, I promise.
Wait, I mean, is it Simi?
No, it's not.
He's like, he's just like, yeah. Because I'm gonna say, if Simi's hating, it's a good thing.
No, it's not. It's not good hating. It's like harassment.
Fuck. We'll chat afterwards.
I don't want to mention his name and get fucking targeted.
No, dude, I'm with you. Like, there's so many people who like yeah, I've got like bad vibes with on that, but I'll never mention their fucking names. Not, also not because of like don't want to start beef or whatever, but I don't want to give them the fucking airtime.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, opening for Khanyisa Bunu.
Yeah. Which I say I waffled, but like, I did get some laughs, and that was cool. And then I watched Khanyisa Bunu like destroy for 90 minutes, like non-stop. Like everyone came out of there was like literally like, oh my god, my face hurts. Like
She'll do that.
she will do that, dude. Yeah, she's so funny. And then from there I like bothered Roland some more, and I was like, hey man, I've done a second gig now, I've got a taste.
That's also so crazy that your second gig was like opening for Khanyisa Bunu.
I know, ridiculous. Like, and
but that is small town shit. Like that is what that is.
Exactly, yeah. And like she didn't need an opener. Like she was just being kind, which I've always appreciated. And I opened for her at Arts Fest now, which was like cool for me.
Yeah, it's like a full circle moment.
Yeah. I was like, this is sick. And I've always like appreciated that. And then like so you were asking me about like what I learned, how I learned. I think I did like some pretty ferocious Googling, and I've like when I was in Makanda now, it's funny, like there's like a little open mic scene there, and the guys were saying like, hey, is it true that should you do like your second best joke first and then your best joke last? And I was like, I remember that YouTube video from when I started comedy. Like, I know. I think I know I can picture the guy. It's like a bald white American dude. Like, I know the exact guy. It's like every open mic is Googled how to do a comedy set. Like,
I know exactly who you're talking about. And it's always like, what's funny about that though? It's never anyone you know. Like, it's never a famous comedian. It's never like someone who's like, clearly they're successful as joke writers and blah blah blah. They sell they've made a career in that. But like, it does sometimes feel like those who can't do teach.
Yeah. It's always like but that's that's something like like the open micers here in Cape Town talk about often. Like, we're so fucking jealous of America and how you can just like you can live an anonymous life and be like a working comic and like work on and like obviously there's elements of like being on the road that fucking suck, but like still like 100 tour dates, like fuck you. Like, I'd do that for a little bit. Like,
I mean, that's how I feel about coming to Cape Town. I'm like, wait, I can perform every night? What do you mean? Like,
and we're like, oh well, it's Tuesday, it's your usual Tuesday. Yeah, we are great. We are sometimes ungrateful, but very lucky for the open mic scene we have in Cape Town.
So you did the YouTubes.
Did the binged, autistic, hyper focused, the whole thing. But I think like the most like valuable stuff I learned was from. So after that gig with I'm really going the long way around on this. But
it's a podcast, bro.
Yeah, fair enough. After that, I was like, cool, Roland, like, I've done this twice now, and I feel like I'm great at it. Obviously, a straight white man who's done 2 gigs at comedy. I was like, when are we going to do something again? And he was obviously like, fucking, here, this guy has been phoning me incessantly in Jeffreys Bay, and if you organize everything, you can perform. So my 3rd gig was like basically a tour to Jeffreys Bay. This guy who owned a place called Potter's Eatery, like desperately wanted a comedy show there. We did it. He paid for our accommodation in J Bay and like all of our meals at this restaurant
for your 3rd gig.
And then he also like, I think we got paid for the ticket sales, so I made like $2,000 off my 3rd gig, which is like, dude, like it dried up very quickly. But like on that tour, I went with Roland Gaspar and a guy called Joel Ross, who has kind of like been on the scene in that part of the world for ages, and another guy called Michael Arthur, who you may bump into at a Durban gig one day. He kind of lives between Durban and PE, literally like 2 weeks Durban, 2 weeks PE. Okay. And he was in Joburg for a while, like did the whole Parker's Melville Comedy Club thing, and like, he all of those guys were great. He especially was kind of took me under his wing and was like, I think one of the most helpful things, among many others, that he said to me was like, rather tell 2 good jokes than 2 good jokes and 3 bad jokes. Like,
Yeah.
like quit while you're ahead. And yeah, you know, I still struggle to follow that. But yeah, to just sit with like 3 like old heads all weekend long and like hear them talk about like the intricacies of the game was like really helpful for me, and like fucking sick. Like, again, literally on my 3rd gig, we did like I think a Friday show, a Saturday show, and a Sunday show. I died all weekend long in front of Afrikaans people in J Bay. I was just talking about, you know, land reform and like it's just 65-year-old Fani just staring at me for 10 minutes.
It's like they're not coming for our land.
Yeah. But
My grandfather stole this.
my grandfather
fairly.
stole this fair and square. Yeah. And yeah, that was like really valuable for me. And then to come to Cape Town.
Yeah, when did you come to Cape Town?
About, I'd say like 6 months after that first Khanyisa Bunu gig.
And had you studied and stuff at all before that? Or?
Yeah, so I studied politics and economics.
Oh snap! Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna do a PPE. Like, well, that was my plan. Like as a latte. Like, I never studied, but like, yeah, that was fully like the thing I was looking at.
It's so funny. I did a PE.
Okay.
So it was just.
You didn't do the philosophy.
Yeah, I like blagged fucking. I watched Suits when I was in matric, and I wanted to do BCom law, and they were like, "You failed math, idiot! You can't do BCom law." And I was like, "Well, what if I just do all of these commerce subjects in my BA?" I'm so fucking glad I didn't end up
Doing law.
as
Yeah.
a like BCom law, which is like finance bro central. Like I literally spend 20 minutes every day being like, thank fuck I didn't do that. But yeah, I just ended up, I was like, okay, I guess I'll take politics. Really enjoyed it. And economics I've like found interesting as well.
Frankfurt School. Look.
Yeah, shout out the Austrians. Shout out Hayek and the boys.
Yeah, fuck the Chicago school.
Fuck Chicago. Jokes. I don't know. As an indicator of my what I've retained from my economic studies, I can name Friedrich Hayek, but I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing about his economic philosophy. I always say I went to NMU. There's a inverted commas for anyone who's listening. It was not a very robust course, I'd say. But yeah, so I studied and then I was working in PE from my 3rd year, and then I kind of that December of 2021 came out on holiday to visit my now wife's. We were dating at the time, but my wife's family, and we were like, wouldn't it be sick if we lived in Cape Town? And then like 3 months later, I got a job in Cape Town, moved here.
What job? Because I know you like copyright now.
Yeah. So I was a copywriter at an e-commerce company.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Fortunately, they had like it was cool initially. They had like a humorous sort of brand persona.
With that, is it like a lot of product descriptions as well, or like
No
you
product
didn't have to do
descriptions.
that.
Yeah. Fortunately, that
phew.
wasn't my job. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Because I know like that kind of copy is just mundane.
Oh, it's fucking soul destroying. Yeah. I've had to do like a little bit of it, obviously, but like no, yeah, it's a nightmare. But no, it's mostly like email stuff and like social stuff. And
I mean, I also hate email stuff, but anyway, I fucking hate doing newsletters, bro. Fuck, I hate them. But anyway,
fortunately, ours was just like it was basically just like, here's the main deal for the next day, and it worked on a 24-hour cycle. I won't say their name.
list.
No, not even.
No, because that would have been every 4 hours. Yeah. Shout out to Kaylee Bratt. She'd been on the podcast.
And it was basically like, write jokes about this thing, which was cool for a while. But then it was like, I'm trying to be funny all day at work and then coming home and trying to write jokes. Like, no, I'm tired. Like,
well, yeah, how was the Cape Town scene when you got here?
fucking unreal. Like, it was amazing for me to get here, see like to go to Armchair and see Wednesday night comedy night painted on the wall. I was like, oh my god, that's fucking magical. And to conceivably be able to gig 3, 4, 5 nights a week.
Was it like that when you got here?
Yeah, I hit it hard when I got here. I was like gigging whenever I could. I remember I did my first gig at the Tiger's Milk on Long Street.
Okay.
awful.
Doesn't look like that would be set up not like
no, it is not. Your instincts are correct. It's just like a classic case.
Long street gigs in general have always been a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a classic case of open mic where like a family's just there to like have some burgers and you're just like. So the thing about my dick is.
Comedy shows suddenly happens around them. And
But I was grateful for the stage time nonetheless. And then, from there, started doing Armchair, started doing Rascals, which was a Thursday night room.
Oh, yes. What happened there?
Basically, Manchester United fucked us because it was a really cool room, but then Manchester United got all the way through to the fucking finals of the Europa League, which takes place on Thursday nights, which was the night that Rascals was on, and it was a Manchester United pub.
Okay.
And basically, anytime we tried to do comedy there, everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up! The football's on." Like, there's a TV in this, and it was like this cool, like tiny room, which could be like difficult if you got heckled.
Oh yeah, especially with like that kind of crowd.
Yeah. But it also could be really cool if it was nice. And sure. What other gigs were there when I started in town? Bunch. I think Trench Town was still happening on a Sunday.
Yeah, that was a nice gig. Yeah, that's once I think last year.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize like that was all popping like 2 or 3 years ago. Like last year I came here and I was like so surprised, like with all the gigs that were happening, and even now like a lot of them have changed. It seems like some things are like constantly in flow, like which is the same thing with us in Durban. Like you have a venue for like a year or two and then they sell or things move or like whatever. So it's
tough with venues,
But it does seem like there's, obviously Armchair, there's Vortex, there's the Movable Feast, and like those seem to be like pretty good weekly gigs. I don't know about everything else. I see Jared's got his Grindr Culture. I know you've got your gig as well, which is where again?
It's I always tell people table view, but it's like solidly like 15 minutes past table view. It's way out on the West Coast, I think they call it, which is a gig that kind of just fell into my lap. I knew someone who knew someone who.
And you're doing Armchair as well, like
I book on. I help do the bookings at Armchair.
But carry on, and then we'll get into the Armchair.
Yeah. But it was just so cool to gig here, and I really did hit it hard, and was able to like really work shit and die on my ass and go test shit out in Stellenbosch and play weird little pop-up gigs and just all the time, like incessantly. And that was really fucking cool. And then meet guys like Zach and Tula. Well, I mean, there's a whole crew of like open micers, in my class, I guess. Tula and Zach and Kuma and Jam even was part of us. He's like gone fucking clear now.
He's gone, girl.
Which is sick to see. Like, Ngosa, Rowan, who I've built like a really cool camaraderie with.
Yeah, that's the thing I've noticed. Like even last night, man. Like and last year, I noticed it as well. It does seem like there's a cool camaraderie between, like everyone wants to be like the best of the night kind of thing, but not at the expense of anyone else.
Yeah, fuck. Those are the best nights. Like there is a tendency, comedy can be like a lonely sport. You're up there, you think you had a good set, then you see someone like actually fucking take the roof off and you're like, oh, I suck. Like, never mind.
Every time I perform with Robbie, it's like, like the crowd gets to a certain level with me and then like he comes on after and just takes it up that next notch and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
One day. One day I'll get there.
I'm not immune to it, clearly, from the scenario I just described.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you might be an award-winning comedian, but you're still new.
I'm still new. I'm still fresh.
I mean, I've been doing this for fucking years, but also because I've been doing it in Durban, it feels like I've been doing it for 4 years, like,
I hear you. As someone who started somewhere with like...
one gig a year.
Yeah, 1 gig a year. Like, I feel that. Okay.
I'm going to pour myself a drink for the listeners.
I don't know if I should stop. Drink break. Insert sponsor here.
Yeah, it's just we got a gig after this, so I need to loosen up.
I need to lubricate.
Also, Cape Town drink prices, requires pre-drinks.
Sure, you got to do it. I was in the Eastern Cape last week, and Every time I ordered 2 drinks, the lady at the bar would be like, that'll be 74 rand, please. And I almost fucking cried every time because I would be like, oh my God, that's like 1 drink in Cape Town. Like, it's a nightmare.
No, dude, it's like even for me, like in Durban, like the road I live on is like the party road, and there's this sick like old, like it was an Irish bar for a while, but now it's like basically a shebeen. So it's just like gum music with like, you know, shebeen decor, like plus Irish decor. Like it's a little like weird, but the best thing about it is 35 rand Hunter drafts all day, every day. That's not the special. That's the price.
That's how much they cost.
So coming here and like
50 rand draft specials.
literally,
Dude. And I'm like, what do you mean special? Fuck you. Oh, I'm so sick of Cape Town drink prices and rent prices. Fuck off, digital nomads. I'm so sick. But yeah, I think I was saying I like hit the scene hard, and the camaraderie is nice, and it's so nice every now and then to just kind of like forget about like, and I'd say it happens like, you know, gig running is tough, like, and it's difficult to be objective. But I'd say like 25% of the time at the regular shows at Armchair, there's, as opposed to First Draft, which is like girls and gays and theys.
oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, which is really sick. Like they pack the place every time, and it's like it's a cool space for. I mean, we all know that stand-up comedy can sometimes be an unwelcoming environment for.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of creepy fucking dudes.
There's a lot of creepy fucking dudes out here. It's like, whoa, why don't girls want to come to the open mic gig? It's because you're literally howling in the background, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's not a real person. I
Yeah,
made that
but it's
name
like,
up.
you know, you're hitting on like everyone, like people's girlfriends, fucking like, yeah, no, it's just.
She's not on stage, and you're going. Arr, arr, arr. It's not. It's a weird vibe, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you're scaring the host.
You're literally scaring the hose. So it's cool that there's that space, and that show pumps every time, and there's like a clamor for, you know, comedians who aren't straight white dudes. Like, so that's sick. But like, of the other shows, I'd say like 1 of 4 of the, and obviously we're working to like get a solid show every time, you know, but it's difficult. But like 1 of every 4 of those shows, it's like clicks perfectly, and fucking, you know, whatever. Riyad Musa drops in, and like,
And Stuart Taylor pops in quite often, doesn't he? Or like, I know he has. He used to. in the past,
he does generally, like in the lead up to Fest. I don't think he did this year.
I mean, he seems quite busy these days.
He busy. He busy with Stuart Taylor shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't even hit him up like for this week because I was just like, I'm sure that dude's fucking busy.
I actually think, funnily enough, I think he's gone on holiday straight after Arts Fest. Yeah. Because I think it took it out of him. Yeah. But yeah, a headliner, you know, like Robbie will drop in, or Riyad Musa, or whatever, KG. But like, you know, even before that, like the open micers will all drop nice sets, you know, 1 or 2 of the like more senior guys, someone like Wesley Paulsa or Kuma, will come through with like some heat, and then, you know, some of the younger open micers dropping good sets, and then, you know, whatever, like I said, Riyad Musa or someone drops in and drops like heat, and it's like, you know, everyone's like, oh,
That's how it's done.
that's comedy. That's and it's just such a
Oh, that was like when Tats came to fucking town in Durban the last time, and it was just like your levels. Like,
yeah, dude. He's different, and it's
I'm loving the stuff he's doing these days. It's like, it's fucking bold.
yeah. I think there's like and again, another thing that I've been guilty of, like, there's this sort of puritanical, like, oh well, then it's not stand-up comedy then if there's a guitar and like a DJ and like that's happening, that's not, it's something, it's cool, might be funny, but it's not stand-up.
I mean, I used to feel this way about old Daniel, so like, love you, Daniel. But like, yeah, like the first few times I saw Deep Fried Man, I was like, fuck this guy.
Fuck him with his cool fucking guitar and
like his branded fucking look and everything.
You know, I think we forget sometimes it's entertainment. Like, we're
Literally.
supposed to entertain people. Like,
Oh, it was funny. Like, I was actually chatting to a comedian last night who had an okay set, you know, like up and down. And like, yeah, he was just like, like, I'm just gonna do me, and I was like, but it's a ebb and flow thing, like, your job is to make people laugh. It's not just to like get attention and have people like think you're cool or like not, like, and then you can like be like, oh, this crowd fucking sucks. It's like, no, work on ways to get them on your side, or do the opposite and have that be your thing. It's like, I don't give a fuck you guys, and like, you can create a lot of tension. Like Bill Burr does that really well.
Yeah.
But like, he's still fucking funny. Like,
It's about being funny and entertaining. Like
that's the job.
that's literally the job. Yeah. And I always I know that there are some audiences who are just not there for it, but like,
Yeah, there can be shit audiences.
yeah, absolutely. But I think if you like dwell on that for too long, like I try to say, and I am still like, fuck those guys. They're fucking I'm performing in Stellenbosch and I'm like, this is not ready for my land reform jokes. I'm so like edgy. Fuck these guys. Like,
Yeah, but then you see guys like Tats or Robbie or whatever do these like risque jokes with like, different audiences that aren't necessarily woke or like whatever, or like, or are woke, and like they're doing like not anti-woke stuff, but like stuff that like skirts the lines.
yeah, for sure.
And
well, it touches on topics that would be incendiary for sure. Yeah.
And then
Buzzwords.
literally, and then it's just about like navigating it, and it's about laying like misdirection here and there, and like, and that's the thing. You learn like from watching guys like that how to do it better. It's not just about coming up and saying the joke. You can lead 3 jokes before that into this thing you actually want to say.
Yeah, you need to. I've been trying this week, funnily enough, one of our shows at Arts Fest, the second show like didn't go so well, and I kept like, I tried to be like quite conscious about correcting myself, like, because obviously people ask how the shows went, and I went like, yeah, the audience just like didn't buy in on the second show, like that, or rather I should say, we weren't able to get them to buy in. They paid their money, they paid for a ticket, they came to watch comedy, they bought drinks, they got dressed, like they bought in quite literally.
Yeah.
We weren't able to get them to buy in. Like I've been trying to be conscious about like not blaming audiences, because I know it's like a very dangerous trap to fall into. Like,
The thing is also sometimes like the show just isn't for you, and that's okay.
sometimes it's not. Yeah, like no.
Like that's Stuart Lee's whole approach. It's like, I'm sorry you came to this show. Like I wish you'd Googled me before. Like Mark Maron as well. Like
Yeah.
it's just like,
Isn't that? I feel like it might be Pete Holmes' latest special is called Not For Everyone. Or
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Which I loved.
I haven't seen the special yet, but I do listen to his podcast with a love-hate relationship. Like he annoys me, but I love him.
Yeah. I also and I enjoy him for that reason. Like I don't think we'd agree on a lot. Like if we hung out.
But you could have a conversation.
Yeah, I could absolutely have a
Because
conversation.
he's open to it. You know? Yeah.
And I think he's really funny.
That's it. Like I like the way his mind works in terms of comedy.
And it's like, it's sort of, even though every now and then he's talking about white bread stuff, like, what's with pajamas?
I don't mind that either. Like, be true to yourself.
Exactly. Like, I don't think we need to always be acerbic and like biting.
The big brain on bread. Fuck.
We got the SAT words. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Someone described me as that once, and I've fixated on it. Yeah, so I love him for that reason. Like, he's sick.
But yeah, one thing I did want to actually ask you though was, what is it like? How did the armchair thing come about, and then what does it feel like to continue that legacy? Because like, armchair also seems to be in like a pretty good space compared to like when I first did it, maybe like 10 years ago with Lisa Madinga to 10 people, not even 10 people, like 8 people, and we both just fucking like, we had fun.
There are still nights like that for sure. Maybe not. Yeah, look, there are still nights like that, and the Sunday show is definitely still growing.
Oh, weird, because that used to be the big show.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Wednesdays have grown. We've literally, like in the last 2-3 weeks, brought the Sunday shows back, and it's been kind of, I've been like fucking swamped with the Arts Fest and like work and shit.
I've noticed.
So, yes, you have. 8 days between replies. It's been a little bit of like, fuck, do we have a lineup? Yes, sick. Okay, the show's happening. Everyone come through. Like, but like as we start to do it more often. I'm like hoping that it's going to take off and we can maybe make Sunday like a little bit more of a premium show, like maybe a headliner wants to do like 30-40 minutes, work on shit, 1, 2, 3 openers maybe, and like really make it nice. And we've got lots of big plans as well that will hopefully.
Who's we?
Yeah, so there's like a little bit of a team. There are Yassine and Keenan really are the brains of the operation.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Love them both being on the podcast.
Yeah. So they are the actual like gig runners, and they enlisted a bunch of open micers to help.
Smart.
Me being one of them, and so I do a little bit of the bookings, and every now and then just help at the door and sound if I need to. Marius generally does the sound.
I mentioned last.
Yeah, Marius runs that sound booth. It's a tight ship.
That's also always been the thing at the Armchair. Whoever's doing the sound is like running the show.
Yeah. And he's meticulous, and it's great. Like you always need someone who's like, fucking, how much time has he done? Okay, flash him. Sick. I want to play him off, and it's really helpful. Especially if I'm hosting an Armchair, then I'm like dead to the world. I'm fucking useless. It's like, are you timing him? No, I'm not. I'm running around trying to find who the fuck is next.
Like, and then also thinking about the next link.
Yeah, and then I'm like, what am I going to do in this link? So to have someone like Marius is great. Wesley King, Wesley Paulser, Nishen, 1 or 2 others. I think. No, that sounds like it. It was Tula Sitole as well.
He's in Joburg now.
He's in Joburg now, yeah. Sort of indefinitely. And we just try to kind of make it happen. We haven't worked out exactly how we're going to make it work just yet, but I think we're close, and I think when we do, it could be a really cool room like for the country, not just for Cape Town. Like,
yeah, it's got like a Kitchener's kind of vibe to it, like, and Kitchener's for the longest time was like the best room in the country. With Mojack and those cats, like when Mojack, Laz, Robbie and Simi started that, and like how that all evolved was, it really did lay the seeds for so much dope comedy. And it sucks to see the way Joburg scene has kind of gone, like, because other than Bioscope, like, I don't know too many good gigs.
Yeah,
but like in Cape Town, it's just so much different.
I think they'll also be whenever I talk to Joburg comics, they say that too. And I think it's sad. I think it's sad that like venue owners don't respect us across the country. And like we're lucky to have a place like Armchair that like backs comedy, man. And I've spoken to the owner, like he's happy, and like turnover's good. The only night whose turnover we don't beat is karaoke, and who can fucking beat karaoke? That's
same thing with like, I assume for like Boca Creative Theatre, I'm sure the like so and friends gigs do well, but I wonder if they even match to just a Friday night.
Friday night karaoke, you can't beat that. So I think there is a market for it, and I think like just there being more gigs around the country will hopefully create more of a culture for it. And I think that's the great thing that Nate and Kuma have done at Movable Feast. Like when that gig first started, you could see like the people were being subjected to comedy. It was like, why is that guy got a microphone in his hand? What's happening right now? Like, what? And now like people are there, they've booked to come watch comedy. And that's like half the battle, man. Like to get people fucking like, just to scream at a family while they're eating their pizza, like that sucks so much. But if people have paid any amount of money, even if it's 20 Rand, like they're there, they've bought in, and like that's pretty much a winner most times. Like, and I think if we can create that culture, like we'll win as like a national scene.
It's weird. Sophie and I have been chatting about like trying to set up a like touring
circuits.
Yeah, from like Durban down to Cape Town, using PE and East London, and like there's a few spots in KZN I want to like check out on that. But it's also, laugh. Like, trying to set all these things hard, up. Dude. Like,
and I think it's one of those things where you just need to drive to each of those venues.
Yeah.
And get out a fucking flip file and be like, hey, this is what we want to do.
Oh yeah, because I emailed fucking. Oh, I'm not gonna mention the venue or whatever, but like there's a place in Bolito and stuff like that, and like they were kind of interested because they've had some comedy there before, and then like another Durban guy's gotten in there, and then they were like, okay, we'll see how that does, and then we might have you. And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'll just do comedy somewhere else in your area. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking like.
I'm not gonna beg and plead if you're gonna be difficult. Like,
Yeah, and if you don't see the value in it, that's fine. That's your thing.
Yeah.
Like I know the value of this. We like have taken this thing. Like we've sold tickets. Like it's.
And that's the thing. I don't think venues see the value in it. I know there's one gig in Joburg where it's like sort of a split venue, and they refuse the other side of the venue. They're like, no, we're not turning the music off. The music is going to be playing all night because people might come in off the street on Tuesday night if they hear loud music. And it's like, okay, well, you're ruining the comedy show. Like,
The people who are here came for.
yeah, these people are in the room.
Oh God, fuck.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So like, I think it's a massive task, but I think it would be amazing to like maybe unite like a touring circuit under one banner, and like what you need. There's a great place, and I'm sure like Sophie would have mentioned it to you. I feel like she's doing a show there soon. There's a place in Sedgefield called Studio 42.
Oh, I saw she's just done that.
I think so,
Like
yeah.
literally this week she did a gig.
Yeah, and they know, like the lady who books that does a great job because the people in Sedgefield know whoever is booked for that gig, there's going to be a good show. And like they don't necessarily know Sophie, or I know like some of the guys like Jam and Salah and Gosa did a show there a little while ago. Like, they might not know those people. This is before Jam blew up. But they know that this place only books a good show. And like, if you have that in Sedgefield, Neisner, Plett, George, whatever, Worcester, and you can go, like you say, all the way along the coast, and to set up like a touring circuit like that would be, I think, amazing for South African comedy, and like I think to an extent like theatre, and
Yep.
because I think it's so important. Beyond that, even like Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I see those shows as well. Like
Yeah.
I see Robbie, Q Dube,
Yeah.
like a couple of the cats like keep making their way up.
Yeah. So if it was whatever, if every headliner could just call Bob, for example, and say, "Hey, I want to do a tour," and you go, "Cool, let me call these venues."
Call Tats.
Oh, well, let me just tell the venue that we're gonna have whatever Tats from the 9th to the 13th of July, and then he's gonna go down the coast, and it's gonna be a 3-month tour, as opposed to like Tats phoning this place in Harare, and this place in Tanzania, and this place in Kenya, and this place in Umhlanga, and this place. And So
Yeah, like
just-
if we have all the promoters basically handling like their sections near them, and then we all just
Yeah.
collaborate.
And I
Maybe
think
we
that-
start a comedians union. Who knows?
Oh yes, let's go unionize. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, we can negotiate for for what?
An extra slice of pizza at each gig.
Or at least just a slice of pizza at each gig. Every gig, one drink, one slice of pizza. Every
One
gig
comic,
standard.
one drink.
funny.
That tagline would never catch on with comics. They'd be like, "What the
One
fuck do you
drink.
mean only one drink? I'm a comedian. This is a well-oiled machine." Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. This is a comedy machine. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up soon, but let's chat a little bit at the Comics Choice Awards. How was that for you? I mean, like, I like if you've listened to the podcast, I'm a hater of awards in general, but
Yeah.
like I also understand how they help boost someone's career, and like it puts you more on the map. It's like lets people know you're good, even though they might not have seen you before in that. But like, yeah, how was all of that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was, like you say, awards for art are dumb. Like, not dumb.
I didn't know we were competing.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
I thought we were all just doing our own thing.
It's a right place, right time thing, and I think I was talking to my wife about it the other night. Like, I really do feel like not that I got lucky, but all of the circumstances were great.
Just a perfect storm kind of situation.
Yeah. I went at like a perfect time on the night. You know, it's a 20-5.
Yeah.
I went 5th.
Yeah, I heard you killed. Like, I heard from quite a few people. Like,
It was
like you got standing ovations from comedians. Like, that doesn't happen. Like,
it was good. It's the best it's ever gone. I won't lie. It was,
well, that is a good time for that to happen.
yeah, it's the perfect time for that to happen. I went 5th on the night, which is like I think like a perfect spot at a 20-5. Like
Yeah, I've never done one of those because fuck, I can't think of anything worse. But yeah.
like after 7 comics, the crowd is fucking tired. Like
Yep.
and everyone was good. Like very few people struggled at all. There were obviously, every now and then someone would have like a little dip but no one came off stage like, oh fuck, I died. Like it was good. It was a great room. It was hot. Robbie was hosting really nicely. There were like 30 closer dudes in the front 2 rows, which was important for my material.
Okay, you rigged it.
Yeah. Happy coincidence. But yeah, so the Newcomer showcase was like, it was fucking amazing. Obviously, after doing like open mic comedy for 2 years and, playing dingy bars and...
Had you not done a theatre before that?
I had never done a theatre before that.
Oh,
no.
so.
Yeah. So theatre on the Square Santon was my first time. And that was fucking amazing. Like getting flown up for comedy and just running into, like pretty much all of my like local South African comedy heroes in one room. Like me, I was there with, I'm now talking about the Comics Choice Awards, but
Oh yeah, being on stage with all those dudes, like
that was fucking crazy. Like, why is Khanyisa Bunu saying hello to me right now? What the fuck's happening? This can't be real. I'm like trying to be cool. He's like, congratulations, man. I'm like, thanks, I love you.
yeah, you're like he just roasts me, saying I look like a fucking cop.
And just being at the Lyric Theatre, dude, I've like walked up to the theatre with Yassine and Keenan before the show, and they were like, yeah, we've played this venue before. It's pretty cool. It's cool. And I was literally like a kid in a candy store, like, ah.
It also must be sick to have those guys, especially like, I guess like someone like Keenan who's like a little ahead of you in that, and it shows you like, it's possible. Like, the trajectory that can.
Yeah. No, it's just really sick to be exposed to it. Like I say, and like, a lot of comedy is fucking hard. Like it's so hard. Like people think I think a lot of the feedback we got at Arts Fests from insiders is that like comedy outside of the like big headliners struggles to get awarded at arts festivals because people think we're just like up there like fucking riffing, like just straight off the dome, which I was the first time I went there, to be fair, but I don't think like a lot of people realize how much work goes into it,
how much work goes into making it seem more casual, and like you just
absolutely. And so to like have those in inverted commas like glamorous moments, be dressed in a fucking suit, staying at sick fucking accommodation like on Savannah's dime. Shout out Savannah.
Yeah, like I gotta say, shout out Savannah. That's the reason why I'm here in Cape Town. Like that Savannah money came through, and I was like, I'm buying some motherfucking plane tickets. Let's go. Like it was literally because
dude.
I was just like, I'm gonna invest in my career. Like the money I make from comedy goes back into comedy. Like that's it. Like it pays for travel and drinks.
Exactly. And like just to be comedy is like just now. As a result of this, like comedy has kind of stopped costing money. Nice. Which is, I'm not paying my bills with comedy. Yeah, but it's at least not putting me in the fucking hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's possible for most like people to pay like just because of your rent in Cape Town. Like if if you were making the money you make in comedy in Cape Town in Durban, life would be good. But maybe I don't know what your bank balance is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of unpaid gigs here as well.
But but even that's nice. Like and that's the kind of thing the award helps with. And to make connections with like people I hadn't met before.
And it puts you on the map,
Yeah, it is kind of I'm not gonna pretend I'm not like fucking flattered if I meet someone who I've never met before and they're like, I know you, you're the newcomer guy, and I'm like, what? That's pretty fucking cool.
Do you think it's affected like your ticket sales in Makanda? Do you think they went up a little because
I
of
think it
or-
may have helped. We did by our standards like pretty well. Like we'll like cover our costs and I think make a tiny bit of beer money for
Wow.
especially for a 3-man show. Like
Because also just the accommodation there like fucks you.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I stay with my in-laws in Makanda.
Oh
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking. I'm playing on easy. It's really.
That is literally cheat codes unlocked. Like,
that is a real cheat code, and that's why I stayed there the whole festival.
yeah, I was gonna say like I say that as though like I'm not like living in a discounted hotel room this week. Like,
Yeah, and I like shout out to them because like I didn't think about like food or laundry while I was there, which is honestly like 2 points up on my real life. So like that made living Makanda fucking that made a real big difference. And yeah, it's sick to be there. And I'm digressing, but like Comics Choice was amazing. To be at the Lyric Theatre where fucking it's cool to be cool, but like if you're a South African comic and you started comedy after 2009, like Daywalker's a big deal for you. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I might be like the only comedian in South Africa who's like didn't really influence me. Like, good for him.
I hear you.
I get it, vernacular.
Yeah.
No, like I've grown to appreciate Trevor way more like over the years, but that wasn't seminal for me.
What I will say is I was 14 when Daywalker came out, so that was fucking seminal for me. Yeah,
And like it was a cultural moment and everything, but like I was already so into comedy.
Yeah.
Like, but mostly American shits and British shits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then I had watched South African comedy, but like, it was the Mnet stuff, like,
Yeah.
the John Flismus, the Joey Rasdeens, these are names of people who I don't really fuck with, but anyway. And then, yeah, like just that's how like, those were the South African comics I knew. That generation, basically.
comedy
the Pure
always
Nazi show.
felt like it was in passing on primetime television, like outside of Pure Manate show,
Yeah.
and I think there was the Bantu hour as well. But that was a little later. Yeah,
That was the Lisa Gola era, well, Khanyisa Bunu,
Yeah.
and then the LNN. But yeah, like,
Yeah.
but those old cats were like the guys that I knew, and then Trevor was this like snot-nosed brat that like was putting them all out of like their noses out of joints and stuff.
yeah.
And like obviously there had been the discussions of like joke theft and all of that, and so my opinion of him had been soured. Like,
hear you.
but as time's gone on, I have grown to appreciate him more. But anyway, sorry.
That being said,
It was very.
it was cool to be like on the stage at the Lyric Theatre. This is where Trevor Noah and a whole host of fucking others. But just Daywalker being so present in my mind as like a fucking DVD I had.
Did you have the original or the one off the side of the street?
I was an original that I borrowed from someone and then just never gave back. To be fair, they were like, "Here, take this," and I was like, "Cool, I will." It wasn't conscious, but yeah, I had it, and like just to like kind of clock that was the same stage was like crazy for me, and then to like accept the award and die on stage, just see Mark Lottering frowning at me in confusion.
Wait, what do you mean?
So they make you you don't do an acceptance speech, you do stand up, which I didn't know.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Doing stand up to stand up comedians
Awful nightmare, and I died.
after winning an award.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Hilarious.
Beautiful.
Yeah, fuck the cut on Comedy Central looked so bad. So bad. I'm like, this is my shining moment. I can't watch this. This is so bad. I'm just like I'm not in it. I'm like, you can see I like don't care about performing. I like
You're already like, I've won.
Yeah, like 4 minutes in, I was like, I'm gonna do the smart thing. I got married 3 weeks ago. I'm gonna thank my wife. Thank you. I know what's good for me. And good night. Like this has been fun, and then it was a Joel afterwards, and it was cool to like meet so many cool people, and now afterwards, it's been sick. I've been getting like booked for stuff that I don't think I would have before, and
And do you
That's
think like
cool.
more people are coming to see you, or you're not quite there yet?
I am like, yeah, I am. I don't think I've done many other than Arts Fest. I haven't done many like
No, I mean,
show.
like, even just lineup shows, so, like people come up to afterwards and be like, like I came to see you, kind of thing. Because I know you also do like content online.
Yeah,
Bit, so.
yeah. Every now and then, someone's like, "Hey, you're the guy," and I'm like, "Wow, that's." Or even if I feel so like flattered if someone like follows me after a show or like.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's how I knew last night was good. Like you know, I just looked at my following this morning and like it bumped up at like 5 people. I was like,
I'm
sick.
sick.
That was a good set. That was a good show.
Fuck it. It always makes me so happy. And like, I'm like trying to do online content now. I hate it. Like,
Same.
It's fucking awful.
Like, there's nothing I hate more in this world than fucking opening that front-facing camera.
Oh, I hate it. And I'm like, I'm just gonna record this real quick and fucking send it off. And then I'm like 9 takes in, and I'm like, oh, you fuck, Callum, why have you gotten into this? And it feels like so.
For me, it's also I'm just gonna swear at people in the comment section when they come with their bullshit. So like that's also the thing. Like I don't want to do because I'm like this is gonna ruin my day if I put this out.
yeah. I like don't want and like it's just so it feels so like self-promotional and like yucky.
Yeah, but then again, you know, you guys have Jam here who seems to really like make that shit work for him, you know?
Yeah.
He's like going to fucking Camden, like not just based off of Instagram, but that definitely fucking helped a lot.
Well, I think what he's been able to do is like find his audience.
Yeah.
And like I'm like trying to do that, I guess, because I think that might be the most helpful way to look at it is because I don't know what my audience is. It's like difficult to tell,
Bruh.
Like there's historically in South Africa comedy happens across identity lines, you know? Like,
yeah, but I actually think you and I probably in a similar situation where our audience isn't white.
No, I do terribly in white rooms.
Same.
Like if I see a room full of white people, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna die tonight. Like,
Literally fucking same,
yeah,
dude. And it's like it's not like my material is like black, you know, like
no, me
like,
neither. That's exactly. I'm in that weird liminal space.
It's just like, but like, yeah, colored people especially like feel like connect with my comedy like the most. But you know, obviously we're talking like broadly here, but like,
yeah. I'll posit a racial hot take and say that like the colored, my only racial hot take that you'll catch on the internet is that I feel like the colored community is really there for comedy.
Yeah.
Like, they're really
around the country,
Yeah,
like the
around
best
the country.
supporters like of comedy.
They really support comedy and they get it and they
They
go
want
out,
to see you win as well.
yeah, they go out and watch it and they
But also, yeah, we're speaking in such
such general terms. Yeah, we were like, we're not going to speak about race, but white audiences suck.
I mean, they do. Like, it's like they really fucking do. Like, that is the one thing I know for sure. Like, it's like it is for me personally. Like, you know, I respect Skulk so much because, like, that dude is able to like make white people laugh in a way that, like,
yeah,
like I didn't know they could.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of like, I'm fucking. The Newcomer Showcase was my first ever time performing in Joburg, and I really felt a lean in. So
Like people were listening.
Yeah, like not even that. Just like if you posit something, they're like, let's see where this goes, and they lean forward, quite literally, but also figuratively. There's a even if someone sits still, you can see they're like, okay, I understand that that's a premise, and that you're gonna, you are telling jokes up there. I get that. Whereas in Cape Town, especially amongst white audiences, I think there's a lot of like anxiety, especially about like race stuff and like land ownership. And they're like, oh my God, he said something about white people. And they like, not figuratively, they literally are leaning back like, oof, what's he going to say now? Like straight face. And that's difficult. I'm like, and I like try to trade. I like try not to get antagonistic because it's like a slippery slope. But I do want to be like, I'm telling fucking jokes up here. Like, calm down. Like, let's get.
So just happens to be the truth, but you know.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares if it's like whatever? It's super chill. Check your privilege. But yeah, it's cool and it's I'm still figuring it out, but it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's been a sick like 3-year journey that you've been going through. Like, you know,
sure.
that's also a crazy thing I think for me, like with your career, is like how short it's been. Like, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But it is the end of the podcast, and I think you know what I'm about to ask you, because I think you've heard this before. What is a big mistake you've learned an important lesson from?
Oh, I've been trying to like not think about this too much this week, and I was like,
It's so funny. Like if people listen to the podcast, like they know.
yeah, I'm like,
everyone else just catches them by
like,
surprise.
what's your big fuck up, Callum? Don't think about it. Don't think about it. It'll come to you in the moment.
So this is your big fuck up now, is not preparing.
Exactly that. I think like my. And it's not like a once-off fuck up, but like a consistent fuck up over my short career has been to like just not be present, like to you know, after a bad set to be like, oh, when can I get on the next one, blah 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 blah, and after a good set to be like, oh, sick, like, oh, maybe I'll get booked for this, maybe I'll blah 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 blah, maybe, oh, did Robbie Collins see me? Did like? Do you think he saw me? Do you think he liked it? Do you think?
Shave. He does have that Hurtman like role at the moment, which I'm sure he like doesn't mind. But like,
and he's like so great about it. Like,
yeah, he's really helpful. If like that's the thing. Like, he'll get pissed off if like you know you don't listen, kind of thing. Like, but he is really free with the advice.
Yeah.
Like he really does want to help push other people. Like it's been cool to like see his evolution over the years, and like
it's like very evident.
Fit into this role.
Yeah. And yeah, like that's it. Like I think it creates unnecessary pressure. Like even with the award, there's
that's also what I was thinking. Like that's like it's nice, but it's also like now people are expecting something.
Yeah. Something Yassine always says to me is just like, you know the jokes. Just perform, like go out there and perform, and I think not being present sometimes hampers that. Yeah, because of anxiety. But yeah, I think that's like to really be present, or to fail to be present, has been my biggest fuck up so far. Consistently, still working on it, still happening.
Yeah,
it's not...
we'll get there. Do a young meditation like before and after each set. You know? Just get the Headspace app out.
Yeah. That is something I've used, funnily enough, before the Newcomer showcase.
Oh, is it? I use. Oh yeah, if you do dig that, I've used a Medito, which is like an open source, like donations based like app, which doesn't sell your data. So, because Headspace does, like there was just this whole big thing with them.
I use an app called Balance, which might sell your data. I'm not sure, but it is also a like open source pay what you like, first year free.
Okay, I'll check it
sort
out.
Of thing. And there's some really fucking good ones on there. And there's one called like ADHD Reset.
Okay.
Which I've used it to like for work, like to be, well, that's how I started using it for work, to be like, okay, let me focus. But like actually all it does is really ground you in the present. And it's the first time I've realized that that's what ADHD is like, oh, what happened yesterday? What did I say yesterday? What's happening tomorrow? Do I have a gig tomorrow? Like, what's that? Like, oh no. And then yesterday I did this thing. And then it's like, you're here now.
I'm sure it's been happening for both of us this entire conversation.
Literally, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've never been diagnosed, but like everything ADHD people say, I'm like, okay, I've got ADHD.
Like, my mom told me when I was like 6, I've got a small concentration problem. And I was like, sick. A small concentration problem. Feel bad for those kids with fucking ADD, losers. And then at 12 or 13, my mom was talking to a friend with her kid, and they were like, "Oh, Jack's been diagnosed with ADHD, and like I'm worried about Ritalin, blah 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 blah."
Well, that was it. My mom just like, I did get diagnosed with it when I was like a laddie. My mom was just like didn't really believe in it, and was also like, I'm not putting my kids on like speed. Like
it's speed, and it's sick. I got Ritalin down to a fine art in my 3rd year of university.
Well, throughout my 20s, really enjoyed everyone else's Ritalin at the Joel.
Yeah, nice. No, I didn't get it prescribed in my.
Although the worst come down of my life was Ritalin and ecstasy together. That was terrible. Literally, like suicidal the next day. Like properly, like it's not mixing these two things together again.
Yeah, Ritalin by itself will get you. So
Yeah.
doubling up, that's crazy. But yeah, like at like 12, this conversation happened with my mom's friend. She's like, Jack's just got ADHD, and she was like, oh well, when Callum was diagnosed with ADHD, we put him on Ritalin and it worked the charm. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean ADHD? I thought I just had a concentration problem. She was like, what do you think the concentration problem was? It was ADHD, you fucking idiot. And I was like, oh, right. So yeah, it's diagnosed and it's still there.
What? I've heard it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. It's not like chicken pox. It stays.
You can't get a like fucking inoculation.
No,
against it.
you cannot vaccinate against ADHD. Yeah.
Despite all, I mean, some people might think vaccinations cause it, but
You're gonna get a COVID warning on this pod now. Bah. Oh, that's great.
yeah, man, this has been fucking fun. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna go do some comedy together now. So we ain't ducks, bro.
You're literally wearing a shirt with a duck on it, so
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. Like,
it's ironic.
no, it's my girlfriend started buying me like a lot of duck shit because I do like ducks, but she bought me the sick shirt because she is a trend forecaster and travels the world like buying things for her company, and then like also sneaks me some things in. So this is one of like 3 duck related items she's bought back for me now, and like I think it's just gonna be like my wardrobe's just gonna be ducks.
Solid niche.
Like,
Yeah, sick. Nice.
yeah, bro. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.